What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Alex here for Impact, and we are live and in living color with round number 2 here at our weekly Modern FNM. If it is your first time joining us, welcome on in. Welcome one, welcome all. We got Adam on Mono Black Bones, and this is an interesting deck that uses Emperor of Bones to kind of do some shenanigans with some Eldrazi's and Thought Not Seer. And then Chris on an interesting deck for what he usually typically plays. He's usually on some type of Eldrazi concoction. Tonight, he is playing Boros Energy. Both of these players are 1-0. So, yeah, we got 2 winners in the feature match area. Looks like Adam is thinking about plays the Orcish Bowmasters, makes the good old Orc army, puts a counter on it, and passes back to Chris. But yeah, this will be an interesting matchup. Obviously, Boros Energy has been a known commodity in the format for basically since Modern Horizons 3 came out. Obviously, the Bones deck, not as... I don't know. I've never heard of this deck, so if you have and you're watching live and you want to help me out through this one, I do not have comms on the players. How long does it usually take in between rounds? It always depends there. It always depends. Hiya, it's Mia. It always depends on. Last round, we had Kevin beat up on Cruz pretty big, and the match ended pretty quickly, so it was pretty long in between rounds. But if a match goes to game 3 and they go to time, then our turnaround time will be real quick. The guy on the left saved your life. Also gave you free gas. Holy smokes! Yeah, Adam's a stand-up guy. Chris is a good guy too, though. But yeah, if you're watching live, make sure to follow. We do this every single week at 7 p.m. Central. Got that live Modern action gameplay. If you're watching on YouTube, though, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out our Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, go check out our YouTube channel. We've got plenty of Modern, Standard, Commander, Pioneer gameplay videos over there. So go check all that stuff out. It's a blasty blast. And no matter where you're watching, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering and other tabletop gaming needs. We are rocking and rolling. But yeah, we're having a good time. Wonder if Lincoln's win got Chris to switch decks or just a coincidence. I don't know. It's a good question. All right. Seasoned Pyromancer on the battlefield for Chris. Going to pass back to Adam. Kozilek's command. Gonna take down the CZ Peasy, and we are gonna scry 3 and draw. Very interesting deck that Adams brought to the tournament here tonight. Yeah, guys, it just always, there's another Goif. It always depends. It always depends on, what kind of how quickly the players play, how quickly somebody wins, things like that. So never really know that. That's the one bad thing about live tournament Magic is you cannot control the pace of play. You know, there's a lot of shuffling that goes on. Of course, we got to worry about, you know, players going to time and things like that. So, but I hope you guys enjoy the new overlay. Unfortunately, our red player face cam did go out, but thankfully, Adam kind of fits right in there. All right, here's the Thought Knot Seer. It's going to enter. And Chris going to reveal just a land. Pretty good land. Fatal Pusher token. Adam's kind of cooking right now. Although, down goes the Bowmaster. And that's going to do it. Adam going to pick up game number uno here. And he'll get the first W for any person sitting in the red table tonight. Let's kick it to the sideboard. Also, check this out. This is pretty cool. I think you guys will like this. Look at that. Look at that little graphic. That is not Adam, unfortunately. Let's. All right. It got froze on the last round. But thanks, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We've got 2 more rounds of Modern action after this one. Adam took that one pretty swiftly. But, yeah, thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're rocking and rolling. Let me get this over just a smidge. Zoom in a bit. But, yeah, how's everybody's night? I know if you're in the Midwest, you're probably hunkering down. We're about to have a huge huge winter snowstorm pretty much is what I've heard. But hopefully if you're all in the area, you're staying safe and warm. But we are rocking and rolling here. Depending on the weather tomorrow, I think we're planning to stay open, but we'll see. You know, want to make sure everybody's safe, but I don't even know what that means, Dragon. I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to no-sell it. But yeah, these guys are starting to get their sideboards figured out. So with that being said, let's refresh their life totals. And we will kick it back down to the booth. There we go. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the face cam back up. Not having much success, though. All right, looks like we are off to the races. We got Ocelot Pride on Chris's side. We got a Mishra's Bobble on the other. We're going to take a peek at Chris's library, top card. All righty, back over to Chris. Chris obviously needs to win this one. Pays a Flooded Strand and just passes right on back. That's an Urza Saga. That's a pretty good card, I hear. All right, a little fetch land action. A little surveil, rather. Chris going to take a look. And there's a Flage. Going to take down the Nether Void before it becomes a problem. So Chris will gain 3 life, go back up to 19. And back over to Adam, draws a Kozilek's command. And looks like Adam might just have to pass back. I'm going to make a Kozilek's command here. Exile 2 cards. Scry 2. That's not one you see a lot from Kozilek's command. That exile does not get used a lot, but Adam finding good use for it here. Finds a Fatal Push. And back to Chris. Ooh, a Celestial Purge drawn. Azorius Control Sideboard All-Star. Celestial Purge. There is the Guide of Souls. Yeah, I forget what this card does. Sorry, I'm trying to find the name of this land. I think it's from Hour of Devastation. It is. I found it, folks. I'll get it up here in a second. Doing all this stuff on the fly here. There it is. If near Deadlands. I'm spending way too much time on this. I do apologize, but... All right. So, if near Deadlands, you can pay 4 to sacrifice a desert, put 2 -1 -1 counters on target creature an opponent controls. Activate this ability only as you could a sorcery. So not too shabby. We do have a Pithing Needle. Unfortunately, I have no clue what it is. Here's Thoughtseize. I know what that card does. Sacred Foundry and the Celestial Purge. So both players kind of not doing a whole lot here. Back over to Chris. Plays that land that Adam knew about. Passes back. Adam finds a swamp. Plays a swamp. Is that a Phyrexian Crusader? There's no way. There's no way. He'd have played it. First off, he'd have played it. But also, there's just no way. Oh. No, it's a Toxic Deluge. I was going to say, that'd be insane. Impact Gaming Center is your favorite gaming store? Hey, we appreciate that. We try. We try. That's awesome to hear, though. Got a lot of things, a lot of cool things happening here. Gonna play a land and pass. All right, I might get to do some damage here with this Thought Knot Seer finally. There's another Goyf. We'll get to know. 6. It's different types in your graveyard. That's what another Goyf says. There's another Goyf. And 15 all after the attack. What do we got? Voice of Victory. This is a good old Voice of Victory. There's Voice of Victory. Thraben Charm. Exile your graveyard. Yeah, that'll help with good old Nether Goyf. But Voice of Victory is a 1/3 with Mobilize 2. Your opponents can't cast spell during your turn. So kind of a defense grid on a body. But we still got this Thought Knot Seer and a second Thought Knot Seer here. Thought Knot Seer seeing no thoughts this time because Chris doesn't have any cards in his hand. There's a Fatal Push on the Voice. Take care of that pesky little card now. And Thought Knot Seer bashing into the red zone down to 11. And all of a sudden, Adam has himself a little 2-turn clock here. What does Chris have to retort this? We will soon learn. Okay, Madam passes back. All right, there's the Shadow Spear, and we are bashing with both of the Thought Knot Seers. And it looks like, does Chris have anything? Nope, Chris is going to take it down to 2. Chris, buddy, you got to figure something out here and figure it out quick, or this is going to be a 2-0 match for Adam. Pass back to Chris, going to fetch down to 1. 1 is not 0, though. 1 is definitely not 0. I've been at 1 life in one many a Magic the Gathering game, so let's see if Chris can find a way here. Can't even pay the 2 life. Even if he wanted to. Or does it... I guess it shocks, right? Or does it? Do you pay the life or does you take the damage? And that's going to be it, though. Chris is going to fall to Adam in this one. Mono Black Bones beating Boros Energy. And yeah, that's going to do it here. Let's kick it back to the sideboard with your boy. Thank you all so much for joining us. Don't go anywhere if you're watching live. You're watching on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and of course, watch the video that's going to be popping up here pretty soon. And make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs, as well as a lot of other tabletop gaming stuff. We appreciate you. Join our Discord. Check out our Facebook page, our TikTok. We make silly little videos pretty often, so go check that stuff out. But thank you all so much. Until the next video, I've been Alex, and I'll catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios, everyone.